What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the Dread Pirate Dr. Disaster. And the quarterly earnings call for EA was held yesterday, and in a satisfying turn of events, the CEO of the company publicly acknowledged that Dragon Age the Veilguard failed because it couldn't reach a broad enough audience. And after hearing this, a tiny sliver of very cautious optimism sprouted in me.
There never was much hope. Just a fool's hope.
But then, of course, the dude just kept on talking, and he quickly demonstrated why my skepticism is so great when it comes to the people running these major video game companies. To be clear, the reason that Dragon Age did not perform for this company is because of shit like this.
I'm glad the Lords of Fortune have Tarsh's back.
Oh, Tarsh isn't the first non-binary member of the Lords.
Really?
It was a little before your time, but Horlicks was one of ours. Huh. Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants. And out of them, too.
Why are you the way that you are?
Very, very few people want to play a game where they push this weird-ass modern gender ideology into a game with a Lord of the Rings-styled setting. Gamers looking for a little escapism from modern-day BS want to fight against dragons and monsters and stuff like that. But in Dragon Age the Veilguard, it turns out that the real enemy was intolerance of LGBT crap all along. And this modern-day stuff takes players right out of the experience, eliminating their suspension of disbelief, and gamers have said enough is enough in a fairly clear voice, causing Dragon Age to flop big time, which caused EA to lose 17% of its stock value.
This is so humiliating!
You have done that yourself!
Well, this CEO at the company seems to have learned the wrong lesson, because according to him, this Dragon Age failure isn't due to all the weird, queer stuff pushed into the game. He acknowledged that it failed, but according to him, it's because the Veilguard lacked live service elements. This is like looking at a pizza with stink bugs as the main topping and saying, you know what? I know why this didn't sell. It's because we didn't sprinkle any pubic hair on it. Make no mistake, Mass Effect 5, or whatever the next one in that series will be called, that game is doomed, because misdiagnosing this problem is doubling down on wokeness. These people have no idea what gamers want, and they have no idea why we've turned on them.
You want everyone to like you.
Yeah, why? Do people not like me?
Alright me hearties, make sure you hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and also, don't forget to follow me on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster 1. But anyhow, after months of Dragon Age defenders trying desperately to cling to their narrative that actually everyone loved the Veilguard, and it was super successful, after hearing that for months, it is gratifying to finally hear EA themselves have to admit that this game was a big old dud. And watching the stock value of EA take a hit gave me a sense of karmic justice. Now, this Bounding into Comics article here is putting a positive spin on the happenings yesterday, focusing on the fact that the CEO of EA acknowledged that the game was a failure. And while I agree that this is a good thing, I don't think it's the actual story here. The first step to fixing a problem is acknowledging that there is, in fact, a problem. So that's a good thing. It's good that he's finally doing that, but his diagnosis of the situation highlights the fact that this jackass has a massive blind spot to his company's toxic, progressive activism. trying to fix Dragon Age with live service is like trying to cure the flu with a bottle of poison, but that's what this dude thinks they need to do. We're going to look at this article here from thegamer.com. I despise the site, so I will not be linking the article in the description. But anyhow, the article says, Dragon Age the Veilguard was supposed to be the title that brought the series back to life. Unfortunately, due to a number of reasons, even longtime fans were left disappointed with the game and it failed to reach financial expectations. While reviews were mostly positive, fans were disappointed with its lack of depth, while others thought it was too woke. And we're going to pause real quick because that right there, that attitude is precisely the problem between the people in this industry and the actual gamers out there who are turning their backs on these turds. The condescension is positively dripping off the screen as you read that sentence. These are the sorts of people who will plop into the comment section of a video like this, and when you mention the term woke, they'll go, "Oh yeah, define it." I'll bet you can't, you chud losers. You can tell them that it's a strict adherence to the so-called progressive opinions set forth by extremist left-wing elements, and they'll simply bounce on over to the next person who mentions wokeness and act like you've said nothing. They absolutely refuse to acknowledge our complaints, but carrying on, the article says, whatever your point of view, there is no denying that the game didn't achieve what it set out to do. However, EA CEO Andrew Wilson has chalked the Veilguard's financial failure down to the lack of live service components. We know that at one point in the development cycle, it was supposed to be a live service game, and Wilson believes the change in direction may have been a mistake. During a recent financial call, Wilson admitted that the game didn't financially perform as expected, and perhaps turning away from the live service route may have been the cause. We're going to skip down then to here, where it says, in order to break beyond the core audience, games need to directly connect to the evolving demands of players who increasingly seek shared world features and deeper engagement alongside high-quality narratives in this beloved category. Dragon Age had a high-quality launch and was well reviewed by critics and those who played. However, it did not resonate with a broad enough audience in this highly competitive market. He doubled down on this by pointing out that a large chunk of the company's earnings have come from live service games. If you've been following our coverage of Dragon Age the Veilguard, you'll know that the community had been complaining about a lot of things. Live service components was not one of them. If we were to boil it down, Dragon Age the Veilguard had mundane dialogue, boring romances, barely one interesting companion, and an overall grind of a mission system. Now, it's to this article's credit that they openly disagree with the CEO and acknowledge that virtually zero people have been clamoring for live service in Dragon Age, and it's good to see them openly criticizing the game. It absolutely deserves to be roasted. But where was this energy 3 months ago when the game first released? I'd like to take this opportunity to point out that this outlet, that The Gamer, gave The Veilguard an 80 out of 100 on Metacritic. Does that sound like a score that you'd give to a title with mundane dialogue, boring romance, uninteresting companions, and an overall grindy mission system? What we have here is something that fits my definition of wokeness to a T. When the game first released, these turds in the access media were slobbering all over it because that was what their side, the progressive lunatics, wanted them to do. Only now, when they've been proven to be full of shit, giving them no other choice, but only now will they acknowledge what was clear to us from the very beginning. This game is awful, and even now, EA is willfully misdiagnosing the problem in order to avoid the uncomfortable truth. Their woke crap is unpopular. But I'm going to leave it there. Drop your thoughts on this situation into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.